I kind of wanted to give a couple of quick examples of where governments could help businesses, or localities can help business in terms of promoting this idea of computational data being a really important element of what companies need to be very cutting edge. There was an assistance program actually that we did in Wisconsin, where we provided access to an architect, a systems architect, to multiple companies to kind of do an analysis within their companies, because most companies, and when we talk about small to mid-sized manufacturing enterprises, could be up to 500 to 700 employees. So we're not talking, a traditional mom and pop organization, but they really don't have the resources to have architects on hand that can navigate the incredible amount of data that they're collecting. And they recognize that there would be efficiencies in being able to mine their own data. They just don't know where to even begin. And so one of the programs we put together was to provide grants to those kinds of companies to be able to hire a kind of a collective use computational analyst, to be able to, an architect designer, to be able to look at where their greatest efficiencies would be as a company, whether it would be in inventory management, new technology development, or innovations around how they're accessing some of the data that's around them on a daily basis. And Wovenware actually is a Puerto Rico company, and Junaid had mentioned that Christian Gonzalez will be speaking later. They've done a phenomenal job. We're very proud of them. They're a company that was founded in Puerto Rico, and they're not just a new emerging company in Puerto Rico that's using video and surveillance and translating it into AI information that then can be translated to practical applications for efficiency within a company. They're actually one of the nation's fastest growing companies in AI. And so the reason why we're proud of that in the island of Puerto Rico is the island has grown, and many of those on this call, I think, will recognize the challenges that Puerto Rico has faced historically, and specifically in the last 5 years with hurricanes and items like that. The thing that most people don't realize is how strong of a manufacturing base Puerto Rico has had, and how they've used AI to help them be more resilient from some of their disasters. Particularly in knowing and understanding their workforce. So I'll give the example that after the hurricane, we all saw that the electricity was down for a significant period of time in some areas of the island. But I'm happy to report that many of the manufacturing companies that were on the island had very little downtime. Amgen cited they had literally one shipment that was delayed. And that was in part to technology solutions they as companies had put together to track and understand their employees and provide customized solutions to each of their employees to make sure that they had maintained their workforce, and that they had appropriate duplicity in their electrical grid systems individually. So our goal is to take that example and actually expand that to the entire island, so that the areas that were impacted can have those same positive lessons by using advanced technology as the island is rebuilt, to be able to make some of those smart city decisions, specifically around and especially around the electrical grid on the island.